Happy Friday to everyone. The weirdest thing just happened to my phone as I was talking to y'all. But anyway, we're going to still go ahead and get this out the way. This is something that has been weighing heavy on me, I want to say, for the last 2 weeks, maybe a little over two weeks. And one thing about me, when things are revealed to me, I like to be, first of all, obedient and when to release it. And then second of all, I like to make sure that I am spiritually and physically and mentally ready to talk about some things that's very evident, especially for the times that we live in. So this is mainly to allow people to understand that nothing happens by happenstance, all the time. Now, I'm not saying that's always the case, but most of the time. You have to understand, it's good to know your normal self versus your abnormal self when we're dealing with spiritual matters. With that said, as this world becomes darker and darker, we're starting to notice the intense and the increasing amount of spiritual warfare, especially if you're a believer and you're really trying to live right and you're really doing all you can to stay in God's will and his covenant. We are the ones who typically get targeted, at a real harsh level and more persistent with us, because the overall goal is for the workers of iniquity is to basically bring us down from where God is placing us or has placed us. With that said, it's very important that you take notice of things around you. First, before I get into that, as a believer, you have to get out of the mindset because you're saved and, you're not going to have any struggles, no pain, no heartache or nothing. Actually, in fact, through God's grace will save you, you're going to have all kinds of warfare naturally and in the natural and also from the spiritual realm. So, understanding how your day is really going all depends on your discernment. For example, if you've been waking up, let's say, for 5 days straight, and a certain routine, and this is for people, especially if you're a believer, and for one of those days, or maybe even 2 of those days, it seemed like no matter what you do, it's all kinds of crazy things, setbacks, delays, the craziest ways to be able to influence your day will happen to you. 9 times out of 10, that's a sign that someone is working crafts or any other type of form of darkness against your life. Knowing that would be very key important, because this would be an opportunity for you to rebuke it, bind it, rebuke it, and get handed all over to God. Excuse me. I've been talking about witchcraft and other forms of darkness for years now. And I notice, now I notice the enemy pattern. I know his tactics now, let's put it that way. And though sometimes they are a little bit stronger and a little bit more than I can bear, but that's when my pride is let down. And this is when I'm able to hand over things that's above me and beyond me, over to our Heavenly Father, because He will ultimately be the one to deal with some things that we just can't see. And a lot of people think witchcraft and other forms of darkness is something that you can see as a sign. No, you can notice these things by the movement of your day. Also rest at nighttime. I notice and including with myself. That's why I said this. If you really was called to do anything for the kingdom of heaven, you have to get out of the comfort stage, because they're coming for you. But you're going to have to know your authority too here on earth, understanding what's expected and what's required of you. And God's not going to give you more than you can bear. So this way you need to open up when it's unbearable and call out to God so he can send you and he can be the help in your time of trouble. And that's something I had to learn the hard way for a long time ago. But as I'm walking with him, the more you walk with God and more things start to be revealed, the higher the energy from the kingdom of darkness gets. I mean, a lot of things. I'm not really going into detail, just this morning, just to let y'all know that be mindful. Be very mindful of the way your day, how it usually go versus suddenly things just start going downwards. And also you're noticing like when something is being worked against you, not just within hope, for example, you on your way, you got up way early, let's say one morning, to go wherever you needed to go to, and it was no way you was not supposed to not be there on time, but you just found yourself there late, and or sometimes not even being able to make it. That means you were dealing with forces, hindering forces that was trying to kill, steal, and destroy you mentally, physically, emotionally, and most importantly, spiritually. That's why having faith and knowing your position here on earth is going to be really key for these end times. If we don't know our position, the enemy will be able to overcome all of us. But, it's going to be totally up to us how we, first of all, you have to be able to acknowledge it. If you're not able to acknowledge it, you think this is far out there, about things that's working against you that you can't see, then you're already deceived. You already got it. It's for those who have the spirit of discernment, who have eyes and ears, to sense when things are out of the ordinary with you. And I'm talking about out of the ordinary. So, just learn how to pray, learn how to call out to God. And when you done pray yourself out, you done all you can do to get things under the control that you thought you would be able to get it under, but you find yourself lost or you find yourself being defeated. Chances are you were dealing with something higher, a higher ranking of whatever. And then also be careful with your friends and family. Friends and family, people close to you, close associates, people that you fellowship with in other places. These are sometimes people sent on an assignment and an evil agenda, to get into your space, because witches need proximity to you. They need to be able to get close enough to you to know things about you. Not always the case. Sometimes they can just take your picture, or they can just off a line, or they can just hear your voice, and whatever. It's too much to name, and a lot of things I don't know about, and I thank God that He's not allowing me to know everything that's out here, because I know it would probably blow my mind. But I'm glad with His grace and mercy that He gives me the ability to understand when there's things going on around me that's not supposed to be, even with the sense of smell. A lot of people think that this is crazy, but it's not. You can actually smell, not just sense. You can also see. I have seen things. I have smelled things. I have felt things, physically and spiritually. So understanding those things will help free you, or help give you a peace of mind, and to lean and depend totally on the Lord for whatever it is that's trying to take you up out of here. Understand, people that work for the kingdom of darkness, they don't have the ability to have sympathy, empathy, or a heart to care about others when they're hurting them. Their main goal and agenda is to kill, steal, and destroy, mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, and spiritually, and physically. So when you take it lightly, and you notice your life is going down, or there's health issues, or there's money issues, or there's just always delayed, or whatever the situation may be, you might want to start tapping into the spirit realm and start praying them prayers and have those prayers going up to God to, one, reveal, and number two, to show you how to get rid of them. And some things he's not going to allow us to get rid of, because those very entities is what's going to bring us, make us stronger in our faith and our walk with Christ. But meanwhile, if it's something that you're dealing with and you're not supposed to be dealing with, you need to learn how to open your mouth and never, never, ever be prideful when it comes down to the workers of iniquity, because they're going to take you out with no conscience at all. No conscience. And as this world gets to the end, closer and closer to the end, it's going to become more and more and more wicked, evil, and dark out here. So just prepare yourself, people. I thought I had written this down. That's why I decided to get up here on the live, because and that's another thing. I'll be having attacks on social media as well. I know it's a bunch of witches and warlocks and other forms of evil and wickedness and darkness. Monitor my pages. Not everybody who looks, and or the little lights that I do get. Not everybody is on your pages or around you for a good cause. Some of these people are sent agents, and they will do anything they can to bring you down. So be mindful out here. You want to make sure that you carry yourself accordingly to the will of God. And you want to make sure that you're doing things to stay in His will, and that you're staying in the grace, so you can be under the covering and the grace and mercy of the Lord. Other than that, then the enemy will take you out of here. There has been times during my journey when I know things was a little bit out there that was going on that I could not see. And it used to bother me. It used to just piss me off. But I'm learning to, accept what it is. We're spirit beings, whether some of y'all want to believe it or not. That we have a human shell, but we're spirit beings, and we have to learn how to deal with spiritual matters on a spiritual level, and not trying to engage in a level of warfare that was never meant for us to engage in. That can very well take a life of someone. Because there is darkness out here. God is real. God is very real. And He's more powerful than the enemy. But you don't want to sleep on the devil either. Okay? So, fortunately, like I said, I wanted to write this. But I didn't have time for that. I thought I had already had it written down. Because this it was given to me to speak upon a while now. And I thought I had it written down. But apparently I didn't. But it is what it is. At least y'all got the message, what I'm trying to say. Like I said, just understand when the kingdom of darkness has risen up against you. It will hit you on a lot of levels. And how the enemy works too. He don't work on just doing one thing. Okay, I'm going to take her shoes. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to take her shirt. The next day I'm going to take her pepper. No, he comes in like a flood. You hear what I'm saying? I mean, like, he sends those things and those attacks like a flood. And the ultimate goal is to cause you to break and lose it. But you got to stay strong and keep going at it. And you can't be afraid. You cannot be out here, especially in this time of world, and the things that's already among us. We're about to start saying, you need to get your spirit, man, inside all the way strengthened. Because it's going to be things we hear and see and continue to witness here on earth that it'll mess the average person mind up. So being safe by staying covered and like I said, even if you don't remember the things that you, for example, if you had a dream, and in that dream, even if it's like it seems peaceful, but it got dark things involved in it, chances are that's either a warning from God to let you know that danger is ahead of you, or the enemy trying to plant seeds in your sleep, so you can be in agreement with him to follow. When you wake up. So you guys, I'm not gonna hold y'all any longer. I just want to let y'all know, be careful, be mindful, keep watching and praying. And most importantly, stay in faith. I love you all. Y'all stay blessed.